things the festive season is known for is its fashion. Now, if you want to save money and still look fashionable, you can get your old sneakers customized with Black FAFF, or you can get them cleaned and looking brand new with Offbeat sneaker services.
Customization of sneakers is a pretty big deal. With social media, it has made the community smaller. We have a lot of access to people who are doing more of what we've been doing for a while. And what we do see is there is a demand, not just from us, but from other artists. Because when you're online, when you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you're able to see other artists who are doing what we're doing or something similar, and on a consistent basis, which tells us that the market is much bigger than when we first started out. It's popular amongst young and old, simply because people don't like to conform. You know, people want to be different, they want to be unique. People from all walks of life have tattoos. You know, like from a major corporation CEO to somebody who works security or janitor, they all have tattoos, and they do that because they want to be different, they want to represent themselves differently. And what we do in terms of customizing, we look at it like we tattoo artists for shoes, we tattoo artists for denim jackets, caps. That's how we look at it, because we're creating art, and our art speaks to people who want to be different, who want to represent themselves differently, to bring out their own personality in their items, mainly sneakers, jackets, murals, the works. What the pandemic has done, it has forced us to look at things differently. We used to use the online space as a secondary tool, you know, where when it comes to business, we use that to communicate, but then the end goal is to actually meet up in person and everything. But during the pandemic and after the pandemic, we've moved away from that because of obvious reasons. So I personally feel that it's actually been a blessing in disguise, because we've been able to move from a very dark, dire situation where everybody was just where they felt as if it's the end of days, to actually getting the biggest opportunity we've had since we've started in terms of collaborating with a brand. The reason we're here today is because of what we did during the height of lockdown. We were pushing content every day, even when nobody was ordering anything. Show up every day. You just show up and you just keep at it.
Hey, we're good luck.
And you're watching Joburg today.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sibangani Ncube, and I'm the founder of Offbeat Sneaker Services. I was born and bred in Soweto. I was born in Snawane, and then I moved to a spot called Muletane. So growing up in Muletane, I grew up around my uncles and my aunties, where music and sneaker culture and just fashion broadly was a thing, you know. Growing up in a background where it wasn't like money, we were not really moneyed, but looking fly was a thing, you know. So just being around that environment has influenced the person that I am, how I take care of myself, and shoes being a big part of who I am, you know. Coming from a background where I would wear school shoes from Monday to Monday, going to church with those was a vibe, but because we didn't really have much, so those school shoes were your school shoes, and on Sundays they'd be your church shoes. So growing up, you're always aiming to do better, to have like a rotation, you know, where Monday I can rock my Nikes, on Tuesday I can rock my Reeboks. It was a thing to say I wanted to get away from this certain situation, and growing up with one pair of shoes meant you want to take care of that shoe so that you can stretch it, you know. You want to do church with it. Unfortunately, you'd have to play soccer with it. Sometimes you have to play maybe barefoot because you're not supposed to play soccer with your school shoes, but somehow you wanted to make it stretch. So taking good care of your shoe has always been a thing, you know. And I never really thought it would be one day something that I do to help other people take care of their most favorite and sentiment and most valuable shoes. in Soweto, sneaker cleaning has always been around, but how it was done, it was really informal, where you'd have people at their houses just having handwritten boards like Teki Wash. And I just felt, because at the time I was working in advertising and I was really learning about branding and making things look nice. And honestly, some brands sell food. At Lokshini, we sell amakota. We would just write kota, 5 rand, handwritten. But McDonald's would come through with a really dope short bagger, with the Coke, with the sweating Coke, you know. So those are the type of things that I wanted to do. I wanted to create posters with like really dope sneakers, because that would really communicate well with the sneaker market. But I wanted to take that communication tool and give it to as an experience to my neighborhood sneaker homies who may not even think they're sneaker homies, because they even people in the township collect sneakers, but it's not because they're part of the sneaker culture. They're not like sneaker snobs. They just really love to look good and just collecting stuff. Most of my colleagues didn't really have, because I was a junior at the time. I wasn't really getting much work as my seniors. So when I started this out, my seniors were actually supportive. They were bringing their shoes to the office for me to take home to actually clean with my colleagues back at the time. So I would get like 30 shoes in 3 days, and that would be word out from my agency to the next agency, from me to clients. So it would really be, people weren't really clued up that you can actually pay someone to wash your shoes. It was a thing of, I'll just chuck my shoes in the machine, and unfortunately that means the life of your shoe is then it's not gonna be long. It would be like a short-lived shoe, you know. So with a service like ours, I've serviced shoes for like over 3 years from some of our customers, and their shoes still look brand new every time we work on them because of the technique.
I'm actually having so much fun, having to interact with the people and also cleaning my favorite pair of sneakers, and being able to be like, oh, I actually want one of those. I used to see him doing it next door, and then he came up to me like, dude, I kind of need your help. Are you game? I'm like, dude, working with my favorite sneakers, of course I want to work for you. So that's how I became a sneaker technician.
Being where we are now, it's because the reception has really been fantastic and positive from like client side of things. So yeah, man, it's really been dope to also just educate people why they shouldn't machine wash their shoes, how to wash certain materials, and just interacting with different shoes every day. It's just been fantastic. Some of my highlights within the sneaker cleaning career would be working with different brands, brands that I've actually aspired to actually work with, brands like Kiwi. I've been fortunate enough to actually do a campaign with them, with icons like Ricky Rick, may his soul rest in peace. So that's just been one of my highlights, and being able to be on billboards and do campaigns that have nothing to do with sneakers, but absolutely because we stand for something as a brand, I stand for something as a brand, and featured as someone who can have a voice and actually help those brands grow as well, because every brand is always trying to grow. So it's actually dope that this dude that started Offbeat, this dude that started cleaning shoes, can now sell a beer. This dude can now sell an internationally renowned shoe cleaning product. This dude can also sell like a card machine, So those have just been some of my highlights in my career. What makes a shoe special is where you are in life at that time and what the shoe means. Most brands now drop shoes that are like retro vibes. So it's not just the shoe, because it takes you somewhere, It's got that emotional sentiment where I'm rocking a Jordan 1, and my big brothers used to rock Jordan 1s when I was a kid. or maybe I couldn't afford these shoes when I was a kid, but now I can afford them. So I look at these shoes, every time I'm in these shoes, I feel that I have come a long way. I have made it, and they're not just any shoe, you know. If I'm rocking this shoe, I feel like if I'm rocking my Gucci's, I feel like I'm rich. If I'm rocking my Jordan 1s, if I'm rocking my Vans, I feel like the coolest kid, you know, in college. I feel like I can take over the world. You know, I can save face, you know, with some shoes. Just I can be decent, you know. I think shoes give us that confidence.
Favorite sneakers I've cleaned so far is the Jordan 1s. Jordan 1s, usually the white ones. I enjoy cleaning white sneakers. They always make me so happy when they come out clean. What I want to do with my life is I'm going to go to school. School starts in June, so right now I'm being here for some capital so that, you know, and I'll be able to go to school with a little bit of cash and some sales experience.
The people I employ, I need them to understand that this is beyond just washing a pair of shoes. There's an engine that needs to run, which is the accounting side of things, you know. So it's more of, if Siba can start a sneaker cleaning company, it means the homies that I employ, whatever idea that they have, I need them to understand that they can also start that simple idea and create it to be something else. It could be something that goes beyond where they came from. It could be something that goes from, it could seem like an idea that is a township idea, but it could also perform on a global scale, because if you're serving a need, if you're solving a problem, then you can definitely take it to wherever you want to take it. And I think also I'm glad that I can show my homies that we can run companies that are not just hand-to-mouth companies. We can have a bank account and get paid at the end of the month. You know, we don't have to spend the money that we made on the day. So that's what I'm trying to preach to the homies that are coming after me, the homies that are coming from my neighborhood. Yeah.